She has been the head of delegation from Germany since 2020. It's our honor to have an interview with you. Miss Alexandra Wolfslast, please say hi to our viewers from Wiwibloggs.
Hello, everybody. I'm very happy that I'm here, and please call me Alex. It's a lot easier.
Okay, so in the past 2 years, NDR selected German's acts internally. What makes you and your team decide to host a national final again after 3 years?
Well, first of all, we had some changes in the team. Our Eurovision team chef, Thomas Schreiber, who did this for many, many years, he left the company and is working for another company now. So this was one of the reasons. And then we decided to try to do it again. And a lot of what we knew that a lot of ESC fans really missed the participation on a pre-selection show. So that was basically the idea, that we really would like to give that back to Germany, to have a pre-selection show. And and that's where we are now.
So, but do you think the result from last year also played a role in this decision?
Of course, of course. I mean, of course, because at the end of the day, we're trying to find good songs, good performers. And I mean, Jendrik is a fantastic performer and I love him deeply. But of course, at the end of the day, Germany wants to get better in the ranking,
Yeah, so let's talk about this year. We got in total 944 applications. And after the first round, we have 26 acts made it to the second chance. And we already know that you and the 9 radio channels chose all of the songs, but how did that go? For example, is there a standard for you to select? Is there a scoreboard for each one, or you listen every song together? How is the process?
No, every juror was getting the songs. So part of them just with an audio, some of them with a video, depending on the artist. And then each juror was voting for their songs or giving points like in school, and independently. So everybody did it from their offices and so forth. And then basically they collected the votes and saw which acts were, highly ranked. So and those acts came into the audition where we saw them live. And then again, but then we had more of a discussion about the songs. So there were some artists, some songs where we were really united in our decision and said, yeah, that was good, or we don't think so. And with some acts, we really were like fighting a little bit, because of course music is also something that you feel individually. So, and then we tried to come together and make a decision together.
Okay, so the second round actually is a live audition in Berlin. How did that go? How did you choose?
How did that go?
Yeah, what's the process to select all the 6 songs to the final?
Well, we had just a normal little setting, where each performer, each act had to play live, basically, like, with a half playback. So, so not with a band or anything. And then we just judged the singing. We could ask him questions or her, what she thinks, what is her connections to Eurovision. And we also checked the artists a little bit, if they are, stable, because it's a lot of pressure, going all the way up till the final in May. So this is all what we try to check, and is the singing correct? How are they acting? How is their presence on stage? Stuff like that. So, but it was a small little stage, and the 5 people were, and it's Corona, so we had like all a very big distance and a huge hall, and that was it. So no audience, no nothing. Pretty naked, actually.
So actually, there's only singing, no like real performance, no dancing. Like there's
no, unless the act wanted to dance, you know. So they of course could move. They were not like put on a certain point. I know we have done that in the past also. So they could act naturally on stage, but it was no choreography or no dancers or no video content or anything. So really very basic.
Okay, so let's talk about the show on Friday. There won't be a jury vote in the national final, and the public will decide 100%. What is the thought behind that?
Well, that's what is the pre-selection show is all about, right? So it's basically about giving it back to Germany to decide who they really want to see in Turin this year. And we did have the jury vote, really, but we had it prior to find the 6 acts. So yeah, this is the way it works. Exactly. And now we do have also, since we are working so intense with the radio stations, we do have the online voting now first. So where all the listeners can basically choose their favorite song. And then you have the 50% of the TV viewers that can vote by televote and SMS.
Yeah, if we look at the German airplay charts, the new entry charts, actually now 5 out of 6 songs, they are now in top 100 this week. Well, actually there's one song released last year, so it doesn't count. So actually all songs, they are in the charts now. Why was the radio-friendly sound so important this year?
You know, we never talked about, I mean, of course, 4 of the 5 jurors were from a radio station. So it's basically a little bit natural that they decide also, you know, what they can think is working in their radio. But it was never really, we never really had like a criteria, oh, does that work on the radio? So the criteria was really the song and the presence of the act on stage. That was, so nobody ever said like, oh, you know, we got to, you know, watch out if the song can be played on the radio. But also it is natural that since you have 4 jurors from a radio, that this is an aspect, because they are trying to listen to song to see how many people can I, you know, get with that song united if I play it on my radio. So yeah, so it's like but it was not like a criteria that was like written down somewhere, and to make sure it just picks songs that can work on the radio. And in the 26 songs we had in Berlin, there were a couple of songs that would not be very easy on the radio as well. And the jurors picked those at least into the auditions. So
actually we got some news from this morning. There will be 6 singers, including Conchita Wurst. They will sing Ein bisschen Frieden during the live show. So it might be an interval act, I guess. And actually, this is a very good signal, and I believe people like to see that. What do you want to express through this interval act? Or I don't know if it is an interval act.
I think because the pre-selection is back, and of course, as you know, Ein bisschen Frieden is a 40-year celebration this year. So, so it is an anniversary song, and one of the most important songs that I think we ever had. And the Ein bisschen Frieden is nowadays, with the crisis we're in, I think even more important than it ever was. So I think this is one of the reasons why we wanted to have that. But also, we would just want to try to celebrate as much Eurovision as we can in these times.
Yeah, and obviously there has been some criticism for the decision to eliminate Eskimo Callboy in the process. Sorry, I have to ask this.
I cannot hear Eskimo Callboys anymore. Oh my God.
But have you ever anticipated such a backlash before?
To be honest, me personally, yes, I was very worried about that. Not in this massive way it came. And personally, I like the band. you know, I really did. But it was a decision from 5 people. That's one thing. And I also know that the Eskimo Callboy boys are really, although they are very popular and have a big fan base, also internationally, I think they're polarizing a lot as well. So there are a lot of people that I don't think would be very happy with the Callboys also. So it's like, you know, yeah, but nevertheless, yes, it was really tough to see, you know, how upset a lot of people were about that. And that's really sad, because it was not good for our 6 artists. You know, I don't mind if they criticize us as being, you know, organizers, but I think it was at the end, at the back of the innocent artists. And I really didn't like that about the discussion.
Okay, so besides the interval act on Friday, what can we expect the show on Friday else?
Surprises.
I hope we will know it very soon. So my last question, this is your 3rd year as head of delegation. And what do you think is your biggest contribution or achievement to Germany ESC team?
I had a pretty rough years, as you know, because my first Eurovision was canceled.
Actually.
My second Eurovision was under Corona circumstances, where we were basically quarantined from morning till night. And now we have a war. So it's like, I don't know, I'm not quite lucky in my position here, but no, what I just can tell you what I'm trying to do. And I get positive feedback. What I'm trying to do is really to organize a team as being friendly to each other, as working together as a team. So I'm not thinking about this is a lead position and he's only the, I don't know, a cameraman or so. For me, everybody in the team, in the delegation, no matter whether it's an artist or whether it's my boss, they all should, you know, have the same goal and work with respect within each other and also with other people. So, and I'm really working hard on that. And also I'm really working hard on honor our artists, even if they are not in a top place, you know. So this is also one thing that I'm working on.
Okay, thank you, Alex. This is our interview, and thanks for joining us. We will see each other on Friday. Bye-bye.
Looking forward, you. Bye.